Okay, we're back. Tanya today for Thursday, this the 8th day of Nisan. We're continuing with Likutei Amorim, chapter 39, and the Chayenu can be found on page 75. In today's lesson, even righteous souls who serve God with instinctive love and awe, which we said yesterday is the lower level, can rise above angels occasionally. To the realm of Bria. We mentioned yesterday that the primary abode of angels is in the world of formation, and the primary abode of the righteous is in the world of creation, which represents the world of intellect. On the other hand, the angels representing the world of emotion, emotive attributes. So we see the righteous souls, even if they serve God in an instinctive way, their love and fear is instinctive, they can still occasionally rise above the angels. Despite it being primarily the territory of divine intellect, Bria is primarily the territory of divine intellect, because of man's free choice, the fact that you have free choice, and the advantage of a divine service resulting from such triumph. So there is an advantage to divine service that comes by choice. Even though it's instinctive, there is an element of choice in it. So therefore, we're capable of reaching higher than angels. So I'm going to read the Hebrew. However, the statement that the abode of tzaddikim, who serve God with intellectual love and fear, is in the world of Bria, which is the world of creation, applies only to those souls which are actually on the level of neshama. The level of neshama being that of intellect. So now, not everyone, their primary abode is in the world of creation. It's referring to tzaddikim. Applies only to those souls which are actually on the level of neshama. The level of neshama being that of intellect. When we say level of neshama, refers to level of intellect. As the pasuk states, the divine neshama shenosat be, a divine neshama will give them discernment. It's a pasuk in Iyov. The divine neshama, the divine soul, will give them understanding, discernment. Sheim bechinas meichin the gadlus ein sof bochum. So, and which represent a superior intellect, perception of the blessed Ein Sof. So far we see that it's for unique souls. Aval bechinas haruach shel tzaddikim, with the tzaddikim were at the level of ruach. Remember, in neshama, you have underneath, below neshama, you have the level of ruach, and then below that you have the level of nefesh. Aval bechinas haruach shel tzaddikim, the level of ruach. V'chein shal kol neshamas Yisrael, and all the other souls of Israel. She'ov the savai b'dechiluchim, who served Hashem with love and fear. Amesutores belev kol Yisrael, that they use their instinctive love and fear, hidden, their innate love. Ein oiles l'sham, they are not ascending to the world of creation. When does it happen? Remember, we said in the beginning, occasionally. When does this occasionally happen? On Shabbos. V'Rosh Chodesh levad. Also, Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh is a time where the souls of Ruach, the souls that are on the lower level, serving Hashem with emotions, can ascend to a level that is higher than the angels occasionally. One is occasionally Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh. How do they go to the world of Bria? From the world of formation to the world of creation. How is it happening? So there's a pillar from the lower Gan Eden to the upper Gan Eden. So the world of creation is called the supernal Gan Eden Elyon, the supernal paradise. And the lower Gan Eden, which is connected with the world of Yetzirah. It's called the lower paradise. So there's a pillar between the two, a ladder, a pillar. Amud is a pillar. So it takes you from the world of formation to the world of creation. Why? What do they need to go from the lower paradise to the higher one? What's the difference? It says, by ascending to the upper Gan Eden, the upper paradise, they're now benefiting from the ray of the Shekhinah. It says to delight in God and to bask in the radiance of the Shekhinah. Such pleasure is a prerogative of the souls in Bria, since the soul's delight is from its understanding and appreciation of godliness, to the extent that a soul is capable of such understanding. So it's not just ascending there, but it's also having the capacity to handle the revelation of the world of Bria. And when does that happen? When there is ascension, when there is Aliyah. When is the Aliyah is taking place? It happens on Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh. And again, this is only for souls that are connected with Ruach, a lower level of souls, where these type of souls, they serve God with love and fear, instinctive love of fear. It's not intellectual. Therefore, it's on a lower level. It says there's no delight and pleasure to the intellect. When you are intellectually stimulated, when you understand the concept, you understand what you hear. I mean that he knows and grasps with its intellect and understanding. What is capable of understanding or grasping from the infinite light of God through the wisdom and the understanding of God, the revelations that you are exposed to in the world of creation. So as much as it can grasp of the blessed Ein Sof light through his wisdom and his understanding, which radiate there in the world of Bria, the world of creation, enabling the soul to perceive godliness. For as mentioned earlier, the Chabad of Atzilus, understanding the wisdom, understanding and knowledge within the world of Atzilus, to which the Alter Rebbe refers to his wisdom, God's wisdom, his understanding, radiate in Bria. This happens in the world of Bria. For which reason Bria is the world of understanding. Meaning the manifestation, the true manifestation of the world of Atzilus, the highest world, happens in the world of creation, the world of Bria. With this, the Alter Rebbe concludes his statement that on Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, the souls of other Jews who had not served God with intellectual love and fear ascend to Bria. And the fact that these souls are capable of reaching higher than angels, Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, even though they really served God with on the same level of angels, which is tivim. Tivim is natural love and fear. They tap into their instinct, love and fear. But through the love and fear, what happens when you are using even your instinctive, your natural love and fear to God? What happens when you use it, when you utilize it? At that moment, the evil inclination, the animalistic soul, negative attributes and character traits are now subdued at the time that you're revealing your natural love and fear. So you didn't just use something that you have, but the fact that you used it has an impact on your body, on your animalistic characteristics. Whether it was at the time you have love for God, obviously at that time you are refraining from evil. Is to overcome, to conquer your foreign desires negative desires, and to break them. So on the part of the negative commandment, you are now subduing it because you're utilizing your natural love and fear. But also when it comes to the positive commandment, to doing good, actively pursuing the observance of the mitzvahs out of love for God, despite the contrary desire of the animal soul, which is rooted in the Sitra Achra. And the fact that you have free choice, you could have God forbid, you might have chosen evil, God forbid, and you chose good. So there are many things that happen even if you are just tapping into your natural love and fear. As we said, the skafia, the subjugation, you're refraining from negative prohibitions, you are involved with pursuing the observance, asatoiv, doing good, and the fact that you have a free choice. You could have, God forbid, choose something negative. Uvachu b'teiv lakafestracha, and you chose good to overcome the evil inclination. And when you overcome the evil inclination, what happens? The honor, the glory of God is now shining, radiating in all over the world, in all worlds. God's glory be elevated in all worlds with an elevation similar to the superiority of light emerging from the darkness over ordinary light. So by dispelling the darkness of the Sitra Achra, these souls added to the light of holiness. A tremendous impact and tremendous delight to godliness. It's an amazing, unbelievable thing that happens even if you are just tapping into your natural resources. Although these souls of regular people, served God as angels do. Angels also are using their reserves. They're using their God-given gift to serve Him with love and fear. They don't have to contemplate, to meditate, to have intent. Their intent is what Hashem wants. There's no free choice on their part. Obviously, there's always exception to the rule. We mentioned yesterday specific types of angels. It's not the same. We're talking about the primary, most of angels. This is by them. They don't have a free choice. So how come regular souls are capable of ascending even higher than angels? So although these souls serve God as angels do, with love and fear that are natural, not intellectual, yet their service, the service of God, ranks higher than that of an angel. Why? For the soul acts out of free choice. That's the main thing, free choice. And while the angels is a creature of compulsive instinct. It's holy instinct, but it's compulsive instinct. Therefore, it is occasionally granted to the soul, unlike the angel, to rise the higher garden of Eden in Beriah, to go to a higher level of paradise in Beriah, but occasionally granted. It's a gift that is granted to the soul to reach, to ascend higher than the world of formation. It's occasionally granted to the soul to rise then higher to the Garden of Eden in the world of Bria. So in the following paragraph, the Alter Rebbe will differentiate between the respective stations of the souls on one hand and of their divine service, the actual Torah and mitzvahs that the soul studies and observes, on the other hand, and on the other. But before examining his words, an introduction is in order. What's the introduction? Although we spoke above of the spheres of each of the four worlds, emanation, formation, creation, formation, actions, it must nevertheless be understood that the spheres of each world, the manifestation of each world, do not constitute the world itself. The spheres represent rather godliness, just godliness, inherent in each world. So it's not the world itself, but godliness inherent in each world. It's divine life force. The world itself, on the other hand, is a yesh, a separate being, which comes about through the spheres. The significance of this distinction with regard to our discussion is as follows. The Alter Rebbe spoke above of the abode of the souls in either the world of Yetzirah or the world of Bria, formation or action, depending on the level of its divine service. The emphasis here is on the word world. The soul's abode is in the world of Bria or Yetzirah, also described as heicholos, chambers of these worlds, not in the sephiros of this world. So up to now we spoke about the sephiros, the manifestations that are in the worlds, in these different worlds. Now we're going to discuss the worlds themselves. The soul's divine service, on the other hand, ascended to the spheres of the appropriate world. This means, in effect, that it is absorbed in the Ein Sof, becomes one with the Ein Sof. In fact, the soul's reward in the Garden of Eden, in paradise, described before as the pleasure of basking in the radiance of the Shekhinah, is actually the radiance of the Torah and mitzvahs that the person observed while in this physical world, which have ascended to the supernal sephiros. In the Alter Rebbe's words, "V'ine kol zeu b'medor haneshamis u'mekom hamidosan." All the aforesaid concerns the abode and station of the souls. The Rebbe notes, station is not necessarily synonymous with abode. A soul whose abode is in Yetzirah may rise periodically or occasionally on Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh to a temporary station in Beria, as we mentioned previously. We go to page 78, Chayenu. He writes, but the Torah and divine service, however, are actually absorbed in the 10 spheres. The Torah and divine service, however, are actually absorbed in the 10 spheres, in the 10 manifestations, which are a manifestation of godliness, and with which the Ein Sof light unites in perfect unity. The Ein Sof light radiating in each world is completely unified with the sephiros of that world. Specifically, this means that one's Torah and divine service ascend to the 10 spheres of Bria, when generated by intellectual fear and love, and to the 10 spheres of Yetzirah when prompted by natural fear and love. Now, within them, within the spheres of Bria and Yetzirah, the manifestation of the world of creation and the world of formation are closed, the 10 spheres of the world of emanation, Atzilus, and they can completely unified with them. Spheres of Atzilus are closed in and completely unified with the spheres of Bria and Yetzirah. V'yud spheres de Atzilus miyuchodes v'tachlis v'matzilon Ein Sof Bochu. The 10 spheres of Atzilus are in turn perfectly united with their emanator, the blessed Ein Sof. It follows then that by ascending to the spheres of Bria or Yetzirah, the soul's Torah and divine service actually unite with the Ein Sof. Ascending would also mean uniting with the Ein Sof. The souls, on the other hand, in contrast with the Torah and divine service, are not absorbed in the godliness of the 10 spheres. So the 10 spheres of Atzilus are perfectly united with their emanator. The souls, on the other hand, are not absorbed into the godliness of the 10 spheres, but stand instead in the chambers and abodes of Beria, creation and formation, which are the worlds of Beria and Yetzirah, separate beings that are not united with God, as are the Sephiros. There, the souls delight in the radiance of the Shekhinah, of the divine presence, meaning the blessed Ein Sof light, as it is. That's what Shekhinah is referring to. The blessed Ein Sof light, as it is, unified with the 10 spheres of creation or formation. And this radiance that they enjoy is actually a ray of the light of their own Torah and divine service. And the Zohar in Parshas Vayakhel discusses this concept in length, and he ends off with saying, Kischar mitzvah mitzvah, Kischar mitzvah mitzvah atzmo. For the reward of a mitzvah is the mitzvah itself, a ray issuing from the mitzvahs that they have performed, and they have become united with the Ein Sof, shines forth upon the tzaddikim in the Garden of Eden, in paradise. It is the revelation of this ray that delights the soul. The revelation of this ray that delights the soul. So the takeaway from today's Tanya, you are superior to an angel. The angel has a natural connection to the divine. You choose to have a connection with the divine. You're capable, and will soar higher than an angel. Bruchim Tiyu, and stick with us. We'll have another short video on the halacha, on the parsha, and right after Geula and the Ein Yaakov.